Hi, and welcome to the Pilates Collective. I'm excited to bring you these videos to help you on your pathway to better posture, pain-free life, and better mobility. I'm Stacey Sharp, and I've been a Pilates teacher for 14 years, and I'm here to guide you through the foundations of your new Pilates journey. These videos are designed to take you through basic Pilates movements step by step. Through these videos, I want you to focus on connecting your mind to your body, and where possible, not to watch the videos, but simply use the guidance of my voice. Okay guys, we're going to start by bringing your body down into the reformer. We're going to start by taking a nice deep breath in through our nose and out through pursed lips. I want you to continue with that nice slow breath, focusing into the deepest back part of your rib cage and allowing your body to relax down into the carriage. Allow your tailbone to sit heavily, allow the back of your rib cage to sit heavily, and allow your collarbone to open into the shoulder blocks. We're going to take the hands up to the ceiling. Palms will be facing in towards each other, nice long reaching fingers. Again, I want you to open up your collarbone and feel the heaviness of the shoulders into the carriage. Now, as you take that deep breath in, I want you to lengthen your fingertips up to the ceiling. Let those shoulder blades separate. And then as you exhale, draw those shoulders back deeply into the carriage. As you do this movement, I also want you to think about that placement of your rib cage. Don't allow the rib cage to move. Keep that heaviness into the back of your ribs. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Give me one more time there, guys. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, draw those shoulders down. Lovely. Now relax those hands back down into the carriage. Palms facing down and release that collarbone. You should feel nice and open through your collarbone now, guys. I want you to focus on where your tailbone is. Now imagine you've got a small grape just under the middle of your back. You don't want to squash the grape, so we're going to have heavy ribs, heavy tailbone, but we're going to have space for that little grape in our lower back. Now, as we go into our pelvic tilts, we're going to think about rocking that tailbone forwards and backwards. So again, we're going to think about our little grape. We're going to elongate our spine lightly into the grape, pulling the belly button in towards the spine. And then inhale, just release back over that little grape, letting the tailbone go heavy. Still thinking about those rib cages. I want you to keep the ribs still nice and heavy into the carriage as we tilt that tailbone forwards and backwards. You should feel the lower part of your tummy muscles becoming active now. You should feel that nice scooping sensation of the belly button. I also want you to bring awareness to your pelvic floor. That front to back muscle, I want you to draw it up into your belly button as you tilt the pelvic bone back. Let's add in our breath work with that, guys. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale to tilt. Inhale to release. And again, exhale to tilt. Inhale to release. One more time for me. Nice deep breath in. And exhale to tilt. Inhale and release. Just bring awareness into your body again. Tailbone heavy, rib cage heavy, collarbone open. Be aware of where your body is in the carriage. So in this video, we're going to go through lying footwork. We're going to start with our heels hip distance apart, so make sure that they're in line with your sitting bones, no wider than your pelvis. Heels are going to be on. You're going to lightly pull your toes towards you so your ankles are flexed. I want you to press those heels into the foot bar and just feel the connection of your glutes. Again, we're going to think about our small grape that's underneath our lower back. We don't want to squash our small grape as we press the carriage away. Feel that heel connection. Take a nice deep breath in to prepare. Exhale to press the carriage away nice and slowly and controlled. Connect up into your glutes. Keep the ribs nice and heavy. Slowly and controlled, drawing the carriage back in. Let's add in the breath. Exhale to press. Inhale to draw back in. Exhale to press. Inhale back in. Continue with that breath work, guys, and I want you to focus on the heel connection up to the fold of the glute. We're going to keep the rest of the body nice and relaxed. Think about relaxing the head and shoulders down into the headrest and the shoulder blocks. You're just going to give me 2 more here. And last one. And draw that carriage in. Super. Let's take those heels nice and wide now into our lateral rotation. So with the lateral rotation, I want you to open up the knees and hips to just what feels comfortable for your pelvis. Don't force beyond your natural range. Again, nice deep breath in to prepare. Exhale to press. And inhale back in. Exhale to press. Inhale back in. I want you to really focus on that lengthening sensation, that sucking up of the thigh bones up into the glutes. We're working from those inner thighs round to the outsides of the hips, working into that deeper part of the glute. Just give me 2 more here, guys. Exhale to press. Inhale and in. Exhale to press. Inhale and in. Awesome. Now, let's bring those heels just slightly wider than the hips this time. And we're going to come into our medial. So we're going to bring our knees all the way together so they're touching, and your toes will turn in so they're kind of looking at each other. We're going to keep those inner thighs squeezing. I want your tummy to be nice and connected. Deep breath in to prepare. Now as you press away, keep those knees squeezing together, but lengthen just to the point to where they separate. So we're getting that full internal rotation. You should feel it into the inner thighs, round to the outsides of your glutes. Draw the knees back in towards each other as you draw the carriage back in. That's it. Nice deep breath in to prepare. Exhale to press. Squeeze into those inner thighs, guys. And back in. And again, exhale to squeeze. Inhale back in. 3 more times. And just give me 2 more there. Really focus on that inner thigh to glute connection. 1 last time. Exhale to press. And inhale back in. Awesome, well done. Let's bring those feet all the way together in the center now, and we're going to take it onto our tippy toes. So have a little feel where your toes are on that bar. You want your big toe and your little toe connected, and you want your heels to stay squeezing together. This is going to be a little bit more challenging on your calf and your quad. So you might want to think about taking 1 spring off. That's your choice. I'll leave it up to you. Nice deep breath in. Exhale to lengthen. Keep those heels nice and high, guys. Do not let them drop beneath that foot bar. Inhale back in. This should feel more challenging through your calf, your quads, your glutes. We're working through the entire length of the leg here. Every bit of the leg, including the ankle stability. So let's keep focusing on the length, making sure we're using that bottom to stabilize as we get to that full extension. Exhale to press. Inhale back in. You're going to give me 1 more. You're going to hold it out there. Exhale to press. Now, really wrap your thigh bones up into your glutes, guys. Think of that sucking up sensation. We're going to lower those heels underneath the foot bar and lift the heel. And again, let's lower and lift. And again, lower and lift. I know this is tough. It's not a nice one, but it's really good for those ankles and calves. Let's give it 3 more. And last 3. Keep squeezing your bottom, guys. Don't let those knees collapse. Keep your tummy tucked in. 1 last one. And lift and bend the carriage. This video is part of the arm series. We're going to change the tension of the springs down to 1 red, or you can work anywhere up to 2 reds. You also want to ensure your hand straps are easy to reach on the ends of the reformer. Okay, we're going to start by just making a little bit of space between our shoulders and the shoulder blocks. So just shuffle yourself down 1 inch or so, and we're going to take hold of the straps into our hands. Take hold of the shorter loops and just allow the bigger loops to just hang behind. Shoulders nice and heavy into the carriage. Nice long reaching fingers. Let's think about connecting our abdominals before we lift our legs. So let's take a nice deep breath in. Exhale to bring one leg into tabletop and then followed by the other. Keep that collarbone nice and broad, shoulders nice and heavy. Your palms are facing towards the foot bar. Deep breath in to prepare. Exhale to press those hands down to the sides of the hips. Inhale and bring them up just back in line with your shoulders. No further. We want to keep that tension in the straps. Inhale up and exhale down. Now I want you to really think about where we're connecting here as you work through these arms. We're going to keep that little finger reaching, but we're going to think about the line that connects into the back of the shoulder. We're working all the way through into that deep back part of the mid-back, keeping the collarbones broad and the shoulder blades connected. Now press those hands down to the sides of the hips and hold it there. I want you to turn your palms to face in. Keep your collarbone broad, still nice and heavy through those ribs and shoulders. You're going to open up like a big T shape. But as you open up into that T, I want you to not let that rib cage collapse. Keep that tummy connected and those ribs heavy into the carriage. This is going to help with all of your shoulder stability and help strengthen up into the shoulders. If we let that rib cage collapse, we're just taking that tension into other parts of the body. So we want to really keep that little finger connected into our mid-back and those ribs nice and heavy. Inhale to open up out to the sides, guys. Exhale to pull it in. One more time. Inhale out and exhale in. Awesome. Let's turn those palms to face back down towards the carriage and simply bend your elbows. We're going to work into those triceps this time. Exhale to press to the sides of the hips. Inhale to draw it back up. Let's really focus on range. If you can manage to keep that nice collarbone shoulder stability, take those hands all the way to the shoulders. Let's really work through that deepest part of the tricep. Let's work it through its full range. And just give me one more there. Inhale to bend and exhale to reach. Lovely. Let's lengthen those hands back up into the ceiling. You're going to exhale to press down. This time we're going to scoop the head and chest up. Inhale and lower back down. So here we're just going to prep the abdominals. We're just getting ready for our 100. So this is just a nice preparation exercise. I want you to really think about where your head and your chest are. We are not forcing the head up here. We're thinking about where the chest bone is and the head is merely following in line. Inhale to take it down and exhale to scoop. If this feels challenging enough for you, you can stick with this exercise. If you want to take it to the next level, let's reach one leg long over that foot bar. Let's really think about keeping that rib to hip connection and lower back down. Exhale to scoop. We are not allowing that pelvis to dip. Okay, for those who want to take it up a next level, we're going to start lengthening both legs out. Again, squeeze those inner thighs, pull your tummy in, guys. Really think about that rib to hip connection. We're scooping. We're using those deeper layer of abdominals here. We're not working in the superficial layer. We're getting really nice and deep. We're working into our deep center line, using those inner thighs, pelvic floor, all the way up through the crown of your head. And just give me one more here. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, little reach and hold. and pulling back in and release. Well done, guys. Let's just have a little twist of those knees side to side. Just releasing off any tension that might be in that lower back. And we're just giving our little hip flexors a little break, mini break. Okay, so we're going to work into our 100 now. So our 100, the ideal movement is both legs in tabletop. We press the hands down, lift the head and chest into flexion, and long 45-degree. We're going to hold that for 100 beats. Now, your body might not be ready for that movement yet, so we're going to take it step by step. If you need to leave your legs in tabletop, then please do. If you need to lower your head down because you're feeling any tension in your head and neck, please lower your head down, but try and keep your legs long on the 45-degree. Okay, are we ready, guys? We're going to inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. Let's take a nice deep breath in, one leg into tabletop, followed by the other. Deep breath in to prepare and exhale to flex. Well done, guys. We're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, guys. 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale. If you need to bring your knees in, do. If you need to lower your head down, do. We've got 3 to go. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5 and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Take a nice deep breath in, bend those knees in and release it down. Well done, guys. Pop those straps back onto your hooks and then hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Well done. This video is going to be for feet in straps. For feet in straps, I recommend 2 red springs. So let's take hold of our straps. This time we're going to take hold of the big hoops. Now, bringing our feet into straps, let's take this step by step. I want you to carefully press the carriage away with the legs. Make sure you feel nice and stable in your feet before you bring one leg into tabletop. When you're ready, you're going to bring one leg up into tabletop and then place the foot into the strap. Now make sure you feel secure in that strap before you bring your other leg up. So push into the strap with the leg. When you're ready, bring the other foot up. We're going to have those legs long at 45 degrees and connected together. Now we're going to go simply into our bend and stretch. You're going to bend the knees, keep those inner thighs together, exhale to lengthen away. Inhale to bend in, exhale to lengthen away. Now I want you to place your hands lightly onto your tummy, and I want you to feel that your tummy feels nice and vertical to the platform. Lengthen out and bend in. You're going to keep your tailbone heavy, your ribs nice and tucked in, so that rib cage is still also heavy into the carriage. The upper body doesn't move at all. We're literally focusing on our pelvic stability here and working into our lower tummy. Now, keep those legs nice and long. Keep your tailbone glued into the carriage. You're going to lengthen those legs up to the ceiling only as far as your tailbone doesn't start to tip. You want to keep that tailbone heavy. So if you only come to around, halfway, that's fine. You want to feel the stretch in the back of your thighs, squeeze your bottom, and then pull back down. Inhale, lengthen as far as you feel comfortable, guys. Exhale to press down. Think about this rib to hip connection. This is all about the stretch through the backs of those thighs, but also about the stability into your pelvis and upwards, because we don't want to work that stretch into the wrong places. We want to isolate it into that hamstring. So let's lengthen up and lower down. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Lovely. Now, rotate your toes out so your heels are squeezing together, your inner thighs are still connected, but we're making a nice V shape with our feet. We're going to bend in like a diamond. So the knees are going to come apart, just slightly wider than your hips, but your heels stay connected the entire time. Same thing with your pelvis and ribs, guys. Feel what's happening in your upper body. Use your tummy to stabilize. Inhale to bend in, exhale to press. This might feel a little bit more challenging in this position. That's okay, we're working into some deeper stabilizing muscles. This should feel a little bit harder. Inhale to bend in, exhale to press. One more time, inhale to bend, exhale, lengthen. Now, same thing, staying with our nice V-shaped feet, lengthen up to the ceiling. Now, your inner thighs might want to feel like they want to come apart. Don't let them. That's where we're going to get this nice stretch into the outsides of those thighs if we keep those inner thighs lengthened. Inhale up, use your lower tummy as well to help stabilize those inner thighs. Inhale up, exhale to press. You're going to give me 2 more. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to press, get that nice deep stretch, guys. Lengthen as much as you can. And exhale to press. Awesome. Let's inhale, lengthen those legs up. Now, open up in a big V shape. Again, let's think about what's happening with the pelvis. Hip bones should be nice and equal. You're going to circle down towards that foot bar. Inhale up, tailbone heavy, remember. Out in a big V. Down to the foot bar. Really beautiful inner thigh stretch here, guys. Nice stability of the pelvis. We're just going to open up all through those inner thighs. But whilst we do that, we're not letting the lower back take any of the tension. We're using our tummy to stabilize the pelvis. You're going to give me 1 more. Out and round. Okay, the fun isn't over, we're going to reverse. So open out in the big V, circle all the way back up to the ceiling and press down the center. Lovely stuff, guys. Give me 4 more of those big circles. That's the one. Really enjoy that stretch, guys. Open up as wide as feels comfortable for you. You don't need to force it. Work with your body. Listen to your body. You don't have to be super flexible for this movement to benefit from it. Just go with what feels good for you. Lovely. Press those feet back down to your 45-degree. Bend the knees in, and let's very carefully come out of the straps. You're going to take 1 foot out, place it onto the foot bar, then carefully bring the other foot out. Well done, guys. And now we're going to introduce our box. We're going to place the box onto the carriage lengthways. This is what we call our long box. We're going to take our spring down to 1 green, or if you're a little bit stronger, you can go up to the red spring. Now, to get down safely onto the box, I want you to place your hands to either corner of the box. You're going to lower your chest down first, then bring 1 leg on, followed by the other. Your chest should be just over the edge of the box, your pelvis and the tops of your legs nice and secure. We'll place the hands just to the very corners of the carriage. Okay, so we're going to take the straps off the hooks, and this time we're going to hold on to just where the knot is. So just above the handles, where the rope is tied in a knot. We're going to take our hands long just and relax over the edge of the box. Head should be just nice and relaxed down, but not completely collapsed. I want you to think about length through the back of your neck. Your shoulders are going to draw down into your back pockets. So we've got the longest, you might even feel like a nice stretch through the neck. You're going to point your toes like somebody's trying to pull you to the opposite side of the room. So we're completely active all the way through the body. Now from the flexion, we're going to keep the arms just nice and relaxed, but we're going to come up just to a nice straight line. Imagine somebody's pulling the crown of your head forwards and somebody's pulling the tippy toes in the opposite direction. So again, long active line all the way through your back. Then flexing back over. Let's add in our breath, guys. We're going to inhale as we lengthen up. Exhale to flex and relax back down. We're just prepping our upper back here, guys. So just pay attention to the muscles that you feel are active. We want our glutes pressing our hips down into the box. We want our rib cage still drawing up into the back because we're still controlling those ribs with our tummy. Even though we're coming up into extension, we still need to think about the control of the spine. Okay, let's start to add in our arms. You're going to inhale, start to pull your hands back, exhale and pull all the way to your hips. Now imagine you're shooting yourself like a dart forwards. Little pause at the top, and then we're going to inhale and exhale. Inhale, start to pull. Exhale to lengthen like a dart. Really long and active all through that body. Inhale and exhale. Shoulders down, guys. Let's think about that collarbone and shoulder blades. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Pull your ribs in, squeeze your bottom. Inhale and exhale. Let's go again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more time. We're going to hold it at the top, guys. Inhale, exhale, hold. Let's hit those triceps again. Bend your elbows, but keep them narrow. Open up your collarbone. Exhale to reach. Inhale to bend. Exhale to reach. That's it. Keep the collarbone nice and secure. Don't let those shoulders round forwards. We're working the entire body as we work into these triceps. You're going to give me 3 more. Last 2. And 1. Little reach and hold. And releasing it all the way down. Well done, guys. Very carefully bring your hands back onto the corners. Place 1 foot down onto the floor. Use your hands to push you up. And then come all the way back up. This time we're going to take the box short. So we're simply going to turn the box short ways in front of the shoulder blocks and push it all the way up to the shoulder blocks. We're also going to add on 1 more spring, but that's simply for stability of the carriage. Grab hold of your foot strap and come and take a seat on the box, placing your feet underneath your strap. Okay, so we're going to go into our roll backs. Now for our roll back, we're going to think about activating our lower tummy first. So I simply want you to go into what we call your pelvic rock. You're going to rock forwards and backwards on your sitting bones. We're using the lower tummy. So I want you to take a nice deep breath in. Let's place our hands at shoulder height. You're going to exhale and just literally tuck your tailbone under, scooping your belly button in. Inhale to lengthen back up. Exhale to scoop. Feel that activity in your lower part of your tummy. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Think about the sides of your ears growing up to the ceiling. We're growing as tall as we possibly can. Exhale to scoop, just tucking that tailbone. No further just yet, guys. Inhale and lengthen up. You're going to give me 1 more. Let's make sure we are keeping that lower tummy nice and active. Inhale and lengthen up. Now, we're going to take it into our C curve. So we're going to tuck our tailbone first, then we're going to draw those ribs in and back as we slightly lean back. So we're not going too far, guys. This is about the depth of this C curve, not how far you can lean over the box. I want you to scoop your belly in. Your rib to hip connection should be as close as you can possibly get it, but we're still keeping that nice long side of the ears. You're keeping it there for a nice deep breath in. Exhale, keep the roundness. So keep that C curve. You're going to come up and over, get a nice stretch all through the back line. So the backs of the legs, lower back and back of the neck, and then carefully stack back up nice and tall. Let's do that again. Deep breath in to prepare. Exhale, roll off those sitting bones first. Draw those ribs in and back. Nice long sides of the ears. Scoop that rib to that hip. Scoop your belly button into your spine as deeply as you can. Shoulders down, nice and relaxed. Inhale. Exhale, keep that roundness and length as you reach up and over. Stack back up nice and tall. Now, if that feels challenging enough for you guys, you can just keep with the elbows at shoulder height. That's absolutely fine. If you want to add an extra layer, let's reach those hands forwards. Deep breath in. Exhale, roll off those sitting bones, scooping in and back. Rib to hip, scoop that tummy in. Now, lengthen those arms up next to those ears. Rib to hip connection stays stable. Exhale to dive all the way up and over to your toes. Get that nice stretch and stack back up nice and tall. Let's do it again. Exhale to scoop, rib to hip. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to dive all the way up and over. And stack back up nice and tall. Think length through your spine as you come back to that neutral. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale to dive all the way up and over. Stack back up nice and tall. Now you can stick with that, guys, or we can go up another layer. Exhale to scoop, roll it back, rib to hip, nice long back of the neck. Let's take those arms up and then back to shoulder height. And up, keep scooping that tummy in for me, back to shoulder height. And again, let's take it up, let's hold it here, rib to hip, scoop it, go on, hold it for 5 and 4. Keep scooping that belly button in for 3 and 2 and 1. Well done, guys. Reach all the way up and over to those toes and stack back up nice and tall. Awesome work. Now again, you can bring your hands back to shoulder height or keep them up next to the ears this time. We're not going to go into our C curve this time. We're going to add an extra challenge. We're going to keep our spine in neutral. So this is a little bit harder because we've really got to work into the extensors of our spine. We've got to keep the length. Now, simple movement. We're going to lean back, making a nice long line and up nice and tall. This movement does not have to be far. If you are strong enough to take it further, that's absolutely wonderful. But otherwise, don't over-challenge yourself. This is very challenging in a neutral spine. Keep the length. Crown of the head is as tall as you possibly can. And lean, let's hold it. Reach as far as you can. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Well done, guys. Come into that nice forward fold, reaching to those toes and stacking back up nice and tall. Okay, so we're going to take it into our rotation series now. We're going to move the box slightly to the back of the carriage so we've got a little bit more space in front of the box. You're going to bring your springs down to 1 green, or if you're a little bit stronger, up to 1 red. We're going to sit facing sideways to the carriage. We're going to make sure our sitting bones are nice and comfortable onto the box and just lightly cross our legs. If you are not comfortable in this position, you can also dangle the legs over the edge of the carriage. Just make sure you feel comfortable through the pelvis and through the hip flexors. We're going to take hold of our short loop, the one that's in front, the shoulder block that's in front. Place the hand into the stomach with the elbow pressed into the waistline. Now again, we're going to think about our open collarbone. We're always trying to keep this collarbone drawn open. So squeezing underneath the armpit, we're simply going to rotate the hand into the tummy and then releasing it off. Now we want to feel this not in the front of the shoulder, but into the side of the pec, into the side of like your bra line or just to the side of your nipple. That's where we want to feel this activity, just rotating in, just a small movement, making sure we're not moving the rib cage. That's really important here, guys. Making sure we're not shifting through the movement in the upper body. The upper body is going to stay nice and still. Now, rotate your hand into your tummy, turn the palm up and let the elbow slightly turn out now. We're going to lengthen the elbow up towards the ceiling, but we're going to keep the shoulder drawn down. We're not allowing that shoulder to lift up to the ear. Now again, squeezing into that side of the pec, bringing the hand across the tummy. Inhale and lengthen up. Exhale to bring it across. Inhale and up. And exhale to bring across. You'll probably feel this a little bit in your bicep as well, and that's where we should be feeling it, bicep and in the side of the chest. Just give me 2 more there. And last one. Now, bring that hand into the center of your chest. Place your hand onto your heart and then place your other hand on top. Okay, those hands are not going to move. We're simply anchoring the resistance of the reformer. Really tall through your crown. I want you to lengthen up all the way from your pelvic floor to the crown of your head. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, small rotation towards the foot bar. Inhale back to center. Now, where you should be feeling this is in the side of your tummy. So you should feel it here and here. We're working into those oblique muscles, those sides of the waist. Inhale back to center and exhale to rotate. Now, check what's happening through the knees. Is your pelvis nice and stable? Can you feel this in both sides of your waist? Are your knees lifting as you rotate? Let's focus on the movement for a moment. Exhale to rotate. Now, zip up from your pubic bone, that pelvic floor, up to your last little rib in that V line. Release it back to center. Focus on that zip as you rotate. Draw your ribs in and back more. Back to center. Keep those legs nice and relaxed. Back to center. We're going to give me 1 more. And exhale and rotate. Lovely. Okay, so now we're going to take hold of the big hoop in the outside hand. Bring the elbow into your waist and make sure you have a nice strong fist. We don't want to allow the wrist to bend. We want to ensure we're working into the stability of the wrist as well as into the shoulder. Okay, so elbow is coming into that waistline. We're going to rotate the hand out. So now we're doing those opposite movements. There's a few key points I really want you to focus on here. This movement only has to be small. We don't need to go into a big range. If you want to just move it 1 inch, but you get a nice squeeze in the back of your shoulder and bring it back in, that's absolutely fine. Work with your range. What we do need to note is what's happening through our ribs. Now, you want to make sure that you're nice and heavy on each sitting bone and you're not allowing those ribs to shift away. Stay heavy on each sitting bone equally and draw your tummy in to stabilize. As we have done with other exercises, we want to consider the rib cage when working into shoulder stability. It's very important that we keep focus on this rib cage as we work through our shoulders. Now, turn the palm into the tummy and palm is going to come up, elbow out. Lifting the elbow up to the side, but again, we're not allowing that shoulder to raise. We're going to keep drawing the shoulder blade into our back pocket and bring it across. And lifting up, just working into that outside of the shoulder and into that nice shoulder stability into the mid-back. And release it across. You're just going to give me 2 more here. And last one. And releasing it down. Lovely. Okay, so bringing that long hoop back into our left hand, we're going to bring the left hand up to our forehead, right hand fingertips on top. Now again, guys, let's think about that nice long spine, shoulders away from the ears. We're going to go into some lateral flexion, some side bends. All you're going to do is reach up and over to one side. I want you to imagine you're lifting your last little rib up and over a ball that's sat at the side of you. We're coming up in a big rainbow, up and over. And back to center. Inhale, up and over, shoulders away from those ears, ribs and tummy nice and connected. Inhale, up and over, exhale. And again, you want to feel this in the side of the waistline, just into that side above the hip. And back to center, just one more for me, guys. Inhale, up and over, and exhale to release it off. Okay, so that's us finished on our first side. Now, be sure to reset your box to the other side of your reformer, and we're going to turn around and do all of those again on the other side. Okay, so we're going to take it into our front split series. To set up the reformer for this one, you can have the foot bar set at position 3, or you can also choose to keep your foot down on the platform extender. However, if you are keeping the foot on the platform extender, I recommend keeping the foot bar up, just in case you need it for balance. For springs, I recommend 1 red and 1 yellow. If you want a little bit more stability, take it up to 1 red and 1 green. Okay, so coming into our kneeling position, we're going to take our foot up onto the foot bar in line with our hip. We're going to start with our thigh stretch just whilst we get our legs just ready for our splits. So let's take our inhale, reach that back knee back. Exhale to lengthen from that front leg. Inhale to hold. Exhale to come back in. Inhale, back knee back. Exhale to press it back. Inhale and exhale. Let's just have one more of those preps. Squeezing, lengthening from the back leg. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so let's start taking it now into our front splits. So we're going to think about bringing our body weight into this front leg. Again, we're keeping our spine really nice and neutral. So we're going to shuffle onto our front leg and lift our back knee up. Back leg wants to be nice and strong. Make sure those toes are tucked under in front of the shoulder block and your heel is really pushing into that shoulder block. Nice long spine. We're going to keep those hands down to start with. We're just going to come nice and deep into the hip flexor stretch and then lengthen a little bit from that front leg, just from where you know you feel comfortable that you can draw the carriage back in. Remember, guys, what is really key is to ensure that we're not lifting the bottom up. We're not pulling in from the back hip flexor. We're pulling in from the front hamstring. It's this front knee now that is bending and stretching. The back leg is merely an anchor. Okay, if this feels challenging enough for you, you can simply stick with this one. Just get the strength through the legs and the pelvis. If you want to come up, you can bring those hands up. If the balance is enough, you can stay here. Otherwise, let's take it out. Exhale to press. Inhale back in. Nice and strong in the back leg. Keep that pelvis nice and neutral. Long spine. If you want to take it deeper into those splits, you can, guys. Go as low as you feel comfortable. Back in. One more time. Exhale to press out. Inhale back in. Lower those hands down carefully. Bend the back knee. Bring that knee back down to the carriage and release the foot off the foot bar. Let's just bring that into a nice little shell stretch and just release off across that pelvis. Deep breath in and then stacking back up nice and tall. Okay, so let's turn and do that on the other side. Okay, so I want you to come into a nice mermaid position. Your sitting bones nice and heavy onto the carriage. Now, ideally, we want to tuck the closest leg to the shoulder block back, and then the other leg is just going to tuck in front. If you are not able to do this movement, you can simply cross your legs in front in a crisscross, or even dangle your legs just off the edge of the reformer, but just make sure you feel comfortable through your pelvis. You're going to have one red spring on the reformer and your foot bar is going to be set to position 3. We're going to place that hand now into the center of the foot bar. We're going to inhale, lengthen the outside arm up. Exhale to reach all the way up and over. Now let's be aware of our shoulder placement. You want your shoulders away from your ears, nice long neck. Keep that closest sitting bone to the shoulder blocks nice and heavy. We're getting that nice stretch through the outside of the body. We're going to inhale, lengthen up, and exhale, take hold of your front shoulder block. Foot bar hand comes up. Inhale. Exhale to reach all the way up and over. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale, reach, pull those ribs back over your pelvis, guys. Shoulders away, connect underneath your armpits, think length. Inhale up, exhale down. We're going to think length through every part of the body, including those fingertips. So really reach the arms, really reach the fingers. Inhale up and exhale down.